You know, we talk about a lot of things that have a lot of wasted potential, such as rappers, actors, you name it. But one thing we haven't talked about, and a lot of people haven't really brung up that have a lot of wasted potential, is certain anime shows and films. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of them. And that's why today we're gonna be talking about on one of the most wasted potential animes I've ever seen. Tokyo Ghoul is one of those animes where you should have just read the manga. I mean, reading the manga is definitely way better than watching the anime, especially after season 1 and 2. Everything about Tokyo Ghoul was going good in the right direction. Having a split world between humanity and monstrosity, a psychological horror aesthetic to it, Kaniki's transformation between being a soft, weak, innocent student and turning into a half ghoul. This anime had the potential of being one of the best psychological horror animes out there. I'm talking about up there with Psycho Pass, Attack on Titan, just even some of the greats animes out there. It was going into that direction. But then corporate greed came in, and a studio known as Studio Pierrot just completely destroyed this anime. I mean, took the writing off the, I don't know what they just fucked it up, honestly. I mean, they just went in a completely different direction. And this is what happens when corporate greed squeezes so much out of art as they possibly can. Just completely destroy the whole storyline, the character development, everything about this anime was completely destroyed. If you don't watch anime, or you want to know what this is equivalent to, or what I can compare this to a TV show you have watched or you have heard about, I will basically say Tokyo Ghoul is basically Stranger Things. The first 2 seasons were great. The Buffer Boys did a great job writing that series. And then Netflix asked or forced their hand or paid them so much money that they couldn't refuse, so they can stretch out the series for so long, making unpredictable storylines, unnecessary storylines, and squeeze out as much money they can out of this art, out of this series, for corporate fucking greed. Just like that. That's basically what Tokyo Ghoul is. It's the anime of Stranger Things. Now, for the last couple of years, I haven't really watched a lot of animes, but when I saw the second trailer of Uzumaki last year, I was like, damn, I have to watch this. I remember the first trailer when it came out around late 2018, around 2019, and I was like 17, 18 years old back then. But now I'm like 24, so that bitch took some time. But if you know the author of Uzumaki, Junji Ito, I had to let that motherfucker let him do his work. I mean, he can take all the time he needs. That motherfucker's the GOAT. He's one of the reasons why I started my animation journey and what I'm doing with my books and my stories today. Uzumaki is one of those animes that fell off in the same season. Not just one in seasons 2 after that, the same season. I'm talking about the first episode was so amazing, so extraordinary. The detail, the in-depth detail on the animations in the first episode, the suspense with the spiral, and where does the spiral lead into the story? And then after episode 2, everything went downhill after that. Damn near a downward spiral. So this shit right here was so different from episode 1. It's like it's 2 completely different animes. Well, we kind of know why Uzumaki had the release it had and why I felt so rushed, even though it was a 5 to 6 year delay. A post and later deleted by Jason DeMarco, one of the executive producers of Uzumaki, saying that we were kind of screwed over. Typical corporation shit, you know, the usual. They only really had like 3 options. The first option was cancel the series all entirely. The second option was just release episode 1 and 2 and leave it incomplete for another studio to grab it. The third option was release all 4 episodes and let everybody on staff get the hard work and dedication and the credit that they deserve for the limited circumstances they had to deal with this corporation bullshit. So they went with option 3, clearly. Now, me personally, I think option 2 was the best bet you can have. I mean, you can still have the staff have appreciation and hard work and dedication for the limited circumstances they have faced, while having a high surplus and demand for the show to continue with a new corporation or a new studio picking it up with better funding. Kind of like how Scavenger's Reign is going on right now. Personally, I'm not a big fan of a lot of sport animes. I mean, I do watch a couple. I like the traditional MMA ones like Rekna of Ragnarok, Baki, Megabox. I think that was really good underrated anime, sports anime that a lot of people don't really watch. I think that's popular now over the years, but I personally just don't like a lot of sports anime. It's because it's a little over dramatic, especially that basketball, that one that came out a couple years ago. And it's a lot of dialogue and not a lot of action. And sports is a lot about a lot of action, a lot of doing, and not a lot of talking. And I feel like anime gets that so wrong with sports. And I feel like sometimes they can come off a little boring. But Blue Lock on here has a great mixture of both. Has great dialogue, great storylines, and great action at the same time. But the thing with Blue Lock is the animation is fucking awful. I just gotta be real, and I know how hard it is to create an animation. I'm currently focusing on a project right now. So coming from an animator or an aspiring animator right now, just moving a fucking foot takes about 3 to 4 hours, man. Like, I understand it. I kind of know why sports animes are very dialogue heavy and very over dramatic, is because since we can't do that action 24/7, we just make the dialogue and the storyline as best as we can. And I'm starting to realize why sports animes are not as action heavy and very dialogue heavy. But still, Blue Lock their animation is horrible, especially for season 2. That was one of the worst shits I've ever seen. Using CapCut shit as an effect for your animation when you're like a very known studio comes off a little lazy to me. And listen, before you get on your high horse and start yelling at me in the comments, I think season 1 of Blue Lock was really fucking good. I think that's why it had the potential it had, and it wasted it on season 2. And I definitely do understand the workload of animation workers, especially in Japan, and it's not talked about enough. Especially what Map would be doing, working you niggas like slaves. Like, god damn. You would think niggas picking cotton out there the way them niggas pushing out animes. And there's always an anime coming out every fucking day, especially in Japan. At least 3 to 4 to fucking 10 to 15 animes popping out on Crunchyroll all the time. So I understand the workload. I understand the funding. And I have friends who funded Blue Lock. They asked if somebody can, help on the animation for season 2 because they didn't have the funding. And if you're asking people to do with their money and send it to you and you give them this, man, I ain't gonna lie, I can be as critical as I can. You know what I'm saying? And look, Blue Lock's still gonna have its fans. It's still gonna do its thing. I think Blue Lock is gonna be great. I just personally think it's a waste of potential on an anime that could have been great, especially for the sports category of anime. A lot of people don't think that's a fun genre anyway. So that could have been really big in some regard. I think they kind of fell flat on season 2. That's just personally my opinion. Ninja Kamui, it just fell flat for me. I mean, it went in a completely different route than the first 2 episodes. I mean, this shit is basically a failure. I gotta keep it real. The first episode was really great. The fighting scenes were great. The plot. I like how they even killed some important characters to reel you in the first 3 episodes. But suddenly, a couple episodes after that, the shit just turned into fucking Power Rangers all of a sudden. And while I'm watching this, I'm like, damn, Ninja Kamui might be the next big thing. HBO might be a big hand in the anime world. And this shit was just completely awful. Like, I don't know how they fumbled this. This was one of the worst animes in 2024. I just gotta keep it real. This shit sucked. This shit sucked so bad, but the first 2 episodes were great. The first 3 episodes were great, really. I don't even say the first 5 were pretty decent. But, and I get it, anime and robots is a big thing in the anime world. We got a lot of great ones. But this shit, the the robot just didn't make any sense. It didn't really bring anything new to the anime. It didn't make the anime even more impactful. It was just there.